session of the industrial talk, which number one is in regards to the halal supply chains, and the other one is the regards to the ESG. So before we start, I would like to advise that all students please fill up the attendance. Okay, I have linked the attendance in the chat box, and also please do some homeworks um, during the sessions, okay, for you to understand all the information. And then I encourage you to ask any questions in regards to the topics today to our both speakers. So we are going to go for the first, which is Dr. Yusaini Hisham bin Muhammad. Before we give the stage to you, Dr. Yusaini. So I'm going to, a brief about Dr. Yusaini. So he is currently is a strategic transformation manager in the GLC, in the Felkra Berhad, and he is currently have a certified halal consultants and also Lean Six Sigma black belt holders especially for the continuous improvement and cost saving project experience in halal food, halal logistic, and electronics industry. And also he is one of our alumni of UTM, and then he managed to finish his PhD somewhere in 2021. Dr. Isani?
Yeah.
Am I second? 2021.
Right before COVID.
Right before COVID. Okay. So I hope today, we can share about in the perspective of the halal industry with the supply chain aspect. And also, if there is a questions, students may ask. I'll give 5 minutes before we go to the next session with Mr. Jared. Right. So I think I pass to you, Dr. Yusani, for the presentation.
Dr. Mahmud Iqbal. Can you see the slide?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, okay.
Start. Maybe you can put in the slideshows and play around with it before we start. Okay, just change to the next page. See how it can change. Okay, right. Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dr. Yusaini. I'm actually working right now. It's office hour, so I'm calling from Setapak or Kuala Lumpur, nearby Kuala Lumpur. I can see the KLCC at the back of my office. First thing I want to apologize for, there is some problem on my laptop just now, which I cannot open the camera, but I think it's okay without the camera. So as long as you can hear me, then should be okay. So
saya tak nampak ni. Sorry Dr. Sani, saya tak nampak slide.
Okay, nampak?
Tak nampak.
Nampak ya?
Dr. Sani ada pakai dua monitor ke?
Satu monitor, ya. Tak nampak leh?
Tak nampak.
Tak nampak. Alah. Saya share sekali lagi ya.
Mungkin boleh keluar balik dan reshare kot. Tadi ada, cuma dia tiba-tiba dia keluar.
Ada kan? Hilang. Saya buka share lagi. Tutup. Okay, share this one. Okay, slideshow.
Okay. All right. Okay.
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 So the topic that I want to discuss today is something about this competency halal or halal competency under halal food supply chain. Um, here is some of my background. Actually, I finished my PhD with UTM also, UTM Kuala Lumpur in 2020 under the Faculty of Razak Faculty of Technology Informatics. Before that, I took MBA and I was IE, Industrial Engineer, graduate from US in somehow 1993. Um, the student, is it from IE or?
Yeah, they are from IE.
Oh, all from IE. Okay, okay.
From the IE.
So, so it's glad to hear all from IE.
Mhm.
So, industrial engineering. So basically, when I first working, I work as a process engineer, manufacturing engineer, little bit of IE, and after that, I continue with my MBA, and then continue with my PhD. PhD also is not fully IE; is a part of the. It's about halal supply chain. It's about halal supply chain. Halal supply chain, and I managed to complete this one before COVID, right before COVID, 2020. And finish my thesis in 2021. Then, okay, since the topic is about halal product and halal services, as we can see here, is the global demand for halal product and services are growing every year. Based on my recent research, the annual global market value for entire halal trade is about more than USD 3 trillion, 3 trillion. And 3 trillion. Then the global halal food market is about USD 1.4 trillion. European halal market, halal market alone, UK, Germany, and France, is around USD 67 billion. And based on the Muslim population in 2018, 1.8 billion, 1.8 billion, or 24% of 7.6 billion world population is about 24%. Is a Muslim population, and we are forecast that Muslim population in 2030 is around 2.2 billion. This means 26 of global population. Right now, global population is around, if you Google, is around 7.9 billion. And based on the Malaysia halal export value, recently in 2022 we have about 59.5 billion that Malaysia export halal product and services to other country from Malaysia. So we can see here, we can see the trend from 2019 to 2022, the number is increasing, except in 2030, maybe because of pandemic at the time, is about 31 billion. Then it raised back to 36.0 billion, and recently in last year alone we have 59.5 billion. So we can see here why halal export value is increased. I think the main reason, according to the research over here, is due to the market growth, and increase in Muslim population, better level of awareness among the Muslim, and also the higher purchasing power among Muslim consumer. So the product range, or the halal product range, is ranging from meat and poultry, manufactured food and pharmaceutical product, and is not only demanded from Muslim country but also other Muslim populated country. Is it clear? Clear?
Yes, yes, clear.
So this why I sometimes I prefer to face because I cannot put all the faces.
Yeah.
That's the issue. And you can see here is where is Muslim population. The largest population is Indonesia, Pakistan until Iraq, and the largest Muslim population also is the list over there is Bahrain and Egypt. Then okay, everyone know this burger. I don't know, maybe Burger King or or McDonald or KFC or something. But what I want to stress over here is everyone needs food. In Malaysia, it's easier for us to have food. We can buy it from anywhere in Malaysia, and they are halal. For example, if when there is promotion, promotion recently a promotion because of the sale is not good for this McDonald and KFC. So they put a promotion like 2 snack plate only 22 ringgit. So this one to boost the sale. But we in Malaysia, we don't have to worry about whether halal or not halal, because roughly in Malaysia, as long as we can see the halal logo Jakim, so the food is halal. So I remember when I was a student in US, it's hard for me to find halal product. So a lot of time I miss the KFC, I miss the McDonald because it's not halal over there. So just want to ask about this one, this picture. You can see this one, right? Can I see voice or not? Can I hear voice or not?
I don't know where is the student. Student, can you see that picture?
So the question is, would you eat me? This one can be eaten? Can eat or cannot be eat? You have we have the pig squeeze in between the burger. Can we eat or cannot we eat?
I think cannot.
Can. You think can? From Miza.
Cannot. I think cannot.
Cannot.
So why cannot?
I think the cow is too big.
The cow is too big. Some more is a tabung, right? And the cow is not cooked anymore.
Oh.
Cow is
The
not cooked.
tabung, if you eat this one, I don't know whether you can chew or not, and end up you choking yourself. So basically, if without the tabung, without the nation box, you can eat this one. It's just a icebreaker. Then okay, if we look at the concept of farm to fork, is actually is how the flow of the product or flow of the service halal product coming from farm to factory to retail, and then end up at the consumer, and end up we eat the food, right? So the farm maybe we have the control in terms of gap, good agriculture practice, sanitary and phytosanitary, and in the factory also we have a HACCP, we may have a halal, we may have a GMP, we may have a lot of standard, ISO 9001 standard, and then going to retail, whereby we have halal also, HACCP also, and end up with consumer. This is the flow of the food that we eat every day. It's farm to fork. It's farm. Some people call farm to table, farm to plate, farm to. I don't know why they call only fork. Why not fork and spoon? They just call farm to fork. I also wonder why farm to plate, farm to table is just to show that there is a flow of product from the farm to the consumer. So we as a consumer, myself, we are eating any food, we are thinking of the safety of the food. I mean, whether the food is safe or not, whether the food is quality or not, whether the food is healthy or not, whether the food is nutritious or not, berzat, where is the origin of the food, and what's the ingredient. And for consumer, we are very picky about the food safety. We are picky about the quality assurance. And of course, this one is become the constant issue to many people around the world. Then several past decades also have shown people are more concerned about such issue than everything else because of the changes in belief, value, and eating habit. Okay. Okay, another thing is this one is a concept of Sharia and also Thayyiban concept. Sharia versus wholesome concept. Sharia whereby halal versus Thayyiban concept. Normally we call it halal Thayyiban. So Sharia halal is basically according to the Sharia, according to the teaching of Islam, whereby Thayyiban is something that wholesome, whereby we make sure that we have the food is safe, the food is clean, the food is nutritious, the food have a quality, good quality, and also authentic. That's why we hear sometimes people call halal and thayyiban. That's mean the wholesome concept. That's mean halal lagi suci in Malay. So when we have the product that have a halal thayyiban, that means the food is not poisonous. It's good for us. It's in Malay we call tak mudarat pada kita punya kesihatan. Is there non Malay speaking over here, student? Any foreign student?
Yeah, I think so. We have
Okay.
some. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope you can understand, right? Okay, the next one is about halal integrity. So why this area and this topic is important? Halal integrity assurance is important to the supply chain, where there is a need for study on halal food integrity. There is significantly growing demand for halal product from consumer around the world, and Malaysia halal industry alone is valued at $30 billion, and global halal market is estimated about $2.3 trillion. And as more product become available in the market, the Muslim consumer worldwide have raised concern on the integrity assurance of this halal product. Because in Malaysia we don't have worry too much about the product and services, and most of them, as long as they have halal logo, then the product is safe to eat. But how about other country? How about other Muslim consumer in the world? So a lot of time they have raised concern on the integrity assurance of the halal product, whether the product they eat every day, whether the product they use every day, is it halal or not? We call this one halal integrity assurance. Cannot go next page. Okay. I don't know whether any of you remember the case of Cadbury chocolate. Anybody remember or not?
Yes, it's
Doctor.
quite
Yes, I still
popular.
remember.
Thank you. I still remember.
Mm.
So what happened is this one happened in 2014, whereby two brand of Cadbury chocolate product, Cadbury Dairy Milk hazelnut, Cadbury Dairy Milk roasted almond, were suspected contain pig DNA or known as porcine. Following random checking by Ministry of Health, taken off the shelf in Perlis and Kedah. So when this one happened, so everyone in a panic situation. So how about the product that we have in the supermarket? How about the product we have in the house already bought? So the thing is, so the reason is so the sequence of the issue is Cadbury chocolate found contain pig DNA porcine from testing by MOH, and the offended Muslim consumer question on the integrity of halal food policy in Malaysia industry. because as we know, this chocolate is already have halal logo, and then they have a stringent, they have a stringent regulation to make sure the product is halal all the time. But it's happened in 2014. We found that Cadbury chocolate contain pig DNA by the MOH. So the Muslim in Malaysia especially, they start to question the integrity assurance of this halal food producer in Malaysia. They said there must be something wrong. There must be something weaknesses in sustaining the halal product integrity from the source to consumption. So it seems that supplier and producer do not understand the peculiarity in processing halal product, according to RFNCD 2015. So this case is over. They already solved the problem. So now it's back to normal. So the Cadbury is you can eat the Cadbury chocolate anytime right now. It's safe to eat. Yeah, this one is time to enforce rules whereby because the comment is in this progressive world, it has become increasingly challenging for Muslims to determine whether the food or drink they consume is halal. So this is not only confined to food and beverage, but also to other products and services as well. That's the issue of this Cadbury chocolate product. And other than Cadbury chocolate product, we have other issue. Remember that bubble tea drink was viral in newspaper some time ago with a non-halal certified ingredient detected in Selangor. This one, I think student drink every day, right? Especially student UTM, they drink every day. This one bubble tea drink. So just be careful on the look for the halal Jakim logo, for this non-halal certified ingredient. And it's also happened to Golden Churn. One is the can butter packed in Sarawak. So the butter actually produced in New Zealand, but they found, when they do some sampling, they found that this Golden Churn or butter contain the pig DNA. So the source, they said, is coming from the packaging line during the production at New Zealand. I'm not sure actually what happened to the product, but they have to do some recall of the product and clean everything, to throw away everything, and make another study and do another certification to make sure the product is good all the time. Product is halal all the time. And another one is the lemak babi untuk buat biskut digital also. This one also is the pig fat. Pig fat is coming from is going to Batuas port. This one happened some time ago in I'm not sure, July 2020. So the pig fat actually is about 16 ton, metric ton. So I don't know what the intention of this lemak babi or pig fat to do with our country. Maybe they have certain other use. And okay, this one is another issue whereby cartel. This one is a cartel daging tukar daging halal jadi actually the meat, the original meat is haram, but it was changed, it was convert to become a halal meat, something like that. So this one is the comment is, you can see over here, we can see the recently reported that the cartel has been importing non-certified meat and selling them as halal meat in Malaysia. So what happened? This one has been operating for over 40 years and imported meat from non-halal certified slaughterhouse in few countries: Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Spain, and Mexico. So what happened is they import the product from the slaughterhouse which was not certified by JAKIM and DVS. Malaysia. So they import the product, send to our port, the meat smuggled on the port, then taken to the warehouse where they will mix and with halal certified meat and repack with fake halal logo, then sold in the market. And we as a consumer, we eat the one every day. Is daging kotak, is they call it frozen meat. They put inside the box, inside paper box, and they sell in the supermarket. But this issue has been settled. This issue has been settled. So as long as there is halal logo over there, it's safe to eat. It's safe to eat for Muslim in Malaysia. Any comment? Any comment from the student?
Any comment,
Any comment?
guys?
Otherwise, I feel I'm talking to my laptop.
All right. How are halal assurance system implemented throughout the supply chain from
Okay,
production?
the one we got
Okay.
this.
All right, we are going to do till the end, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, this one, all this is a part of the supply chain, the halal supply chain actually. And right. Okay. Try to, this one is blocking.
I cannot click.
It's blocking. How to work this one? Okay. You can see this one, right? You can see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
overflow.
yeah. Yeah,
it's blocking by
we can
the.
see. Okay, they can see
You can see, yeah.
clearly. Yeah.
So basically, if you have to see the flow of the meat, how they import the meat from the other country. So number one is secara bersama, is together with the parties or the stakeholder that involved is a DVS, and also JAKIM. So actually they go to oversee for and visit the slaughterhouse, and audit the slaughterhouse. Then after that they inspect whether whether they meet the certain requirement or not. This JAKIM and DVS, Department of Veterinary Services. Then the Marquis will issue the permit import to these people, to this slaughterhouse. Then after they get the permit import, the meat will be export to our country. So that's been number 3 over there, kawalan pintu masuk negara, oleh 2 agensi berkuasa. One is Marquis, another one is custom. So after that, after they went into the kawalan pintu masuk for this 2 agensi berkuasa, Marquis and also Jabatan Custom. So the meat, the frozen meat is distributed to the pasaran tempatan. So this one is according to Akta Perdagangan 2011 and also the KPD and HCP. You see the flow, no? So this one actually the flow. This one actually the supply chain from the other country, from outside country, until the frozen meat go into our supermarket, hypermarket. Okay. Okay, this one is another issue whereby Perak Fish Farm allegedly using accused of using pig flesh as a feedstock order close. This one in Malaysia we call ikan keli. Yeah, ikan keli is it?
Ya, ikan keli.
Kata Iman?
Betul, betul.
Ikmal?
Right, ikan keli.
Ikan keli, ya, ikan keli. So Perak Fish Farm, this one happened 2017. So actually they want to feed this ikan keli. They use the pig flesh as a feedstock. So what happened is, so what do you think? Student, what do you think?
Student, what
Is
do you
it
think
halal?
about this?
Is it haram? What do you think?
Putri
You don't know,
Kamalia,
eh? You don't know the,
Putri Kamalia cakap haram.
huh?
Putri Kamalia
Cakap haram,
mention haram. Okay.
Putri Kamalia, is it a part of a fatwa punya committee? No.
I think she
Haram
said
tetap.
it is haram. Yeah.
But basically we don't know, eh? We just, I mean the fish is fried for us and then put inside this one. Then we just eat. We don't know
Okay.
where the fish is coming from.
Yeah, Arif Hakim mentioned if it is not known for us then halal.
Kan halal lah.
Hmm. Tak tahu tak apa
Tak
dia.
tahu apa. We don't know the mind lah. So according to this one, this one is a muzakarah jatuh kuasa fatwa. So this one is purity status of fish that is given is non halal food. I mean the muzakarah or the fatwa committee of the National Council for Islamic Religions has decided that fish that keep in the livestock pond and haram to eat if the fish is kept in impure. Maknanya we purposely put the fish in a nice situation. I mean the dirty situation.
So they intentionally.
Yeah, intentionally.
Okay.
And it's deliberately feed impurities such pork, carcass and so on. Then the one is actually is tidak halal dimakan lah. It's haram lah actually. But the question is, sometimes we don't know, eh?
Yeah, the question is
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's just the fish is on the plate.
Yeah, it's on the plate. It's they call farm to plate, farm to table, farm to plate, farm to table, farm to fork.
Yeah.
So this one is a majlis fatwa. So another thing is this one is a pelekat, no pork. How about when we go to supermarket, for example, go to the shopping complex, we see no pork or free pork. Is it halal or not?
Usually they did mention about the no pork and no lard.
No pork and no lard. Yeah. Maybe the Himas study in UK last time is familiar with this one.
Yeah, quite confused juga benda ni. Tapi
Confused.
I'm try to avoid that.
No, because they put sometimes they put no pork. They put pork free. Yeah, I thought the pork is given to you free. Pork free. Pork free. No pork. So without any halal certification, this one is very confusing. So what do you think? What do you think?
Fong Yika mentioned non halal.
Not halal lah. It's not halal lah. It's not halal, yeah. Because I think it's according to the research, no pork alone or pork free alone, we not justify whether the product is halal or not. Yeah, because halal is the process, eh? Halal is not just you look at whether the chicken is not slaughtered properly, the beef is not slaughtered properly, then halal is the process already. Halal is the process. So same thing happened to this restaurant mama. Some of them they just put ayat Quran over there. Then this one also confuse people. So basically, sometimes the chicken is not slaughtered properly. It's not slaughtered according to the Sharia. So just be careful of that. This one is to highlight there is halal. There is a supply chain over there. There is halal supply chain going over there. I mean, from the farm until we eat the food. So as long as you can see the halal logo over there, as long as you can see the logo that is halal, that is showing halal, then I think there is no reason not to eat, not to eat the food. So as I can see, as I said just now, this halal concept this not limited to food ingredient alone, but it cover the processing, it cover the packaging, it cover the storing, it cover the even transportation also. So it's not just ingredient. So this one have contribute to rising interest in halal food supply chain activity, processing, environment, and food and agribusiness. And consumer also, we are from time to time we question why, we question, is it the product we eat is finally is a halal or non halal. So the question is whether the integrity of the product, halal product, can be guaranteed, and can the food product status remain halal along the supply chain process in the present food trade scenario. Kita nak, we want to make the food from farm to table along the process. We have to make sure that the product is allowed all the way is halal to us. Okay, look at this one. This one is interesting. So this one is basically the very common flow for halal supply chain, for the supply chain, whereby we have a raw material, we have a logistic, we have a warehouse, we have the production alone, we have the finished product, outbound, marketing agent, and customer service. So this one, if let's say we produce electronic product, for example, so basically this basically this the flow that we use, whereby we have raw material, we have inbound until reaching the customer services. And if you look at this one, the supply chain management, so whereby we have the supplier, and in the middle we have the manufacturer, distribution system, and also customer. So there is a gap between supplier and also customer. In between we have manufacturer, and also we have a distribution system. So a lot of time this SCM, supply chain management, the intention is to maximize customer satisfaction and also reduce the cost. But in halal supply chain, there is three critical points in maintaining halal status. One, you have to know the supplier obligation. Second thing is we have to transform the raw material to end product. We have to take care of that. And the third one is a distribution system. So from supplier until they reach the customer. And what happened to the supplier obligation? How we want to maintain the halalness of the product is, we have many supplier, we have many raw material. So all we have to do is we must provide halal raw material. The keyword here is halal raw material. And sometimes the problem is we have little supplier or not many supplier that can continuously supply a raw halal material. But this is a must. If you want to set up the halal supply chain, this is the obligation of the supplier. Any comment? Student?
Any comments, student, about this?
Okay, clear.
All right. Okay. Continue.
Then, okay, this one is second stage, whereby we transform the raw material to end product. This one is a processing, manufacturing. So all these step automation in production process from raw material to end product, must be clearly documented in HAS so that they can evaluate it properly. So in halal supply chain, actually, we have some sort of system they call the halal assurance system. Halal assurance system is some sort like quality system to control or to maintain or to sustain that product is all the way halal from the beginning to the end. They call HAS actually. So the third one is distribution system, whereby some product is easily being cross-contaminated with non-halal product. Distribution system could be our logistics system, the outbound logistic or the inbound logistic that where we transport to our customer, we transport to wholesaler, for example, we transport to retailer, so the product can easily meet or contaminated with non-halal product, for example. For example, the logistic in the morning, they carry, let's say they carry pig inside the lorry, right? Inside the logistic, and in the afternoon, you put meat or you put chicken inside the logistic. So what happened? What happened? It's already cross-contamination. It's already cross-contaminated. So the DNA of this pig we transfer to the we left inside the logistic and could be cross-contaminated to the chicken that we eat. Chicken that is properly slaughtered. And policy also must pay great attention during distribution to ensure the product are maintained in halal status. This one is important. So that's why halal supply chain is important, because the producer itself, they must have certain method. They must have the halal assurance system to make sure the product is maintained halal all the while. We don't want that the raw material is coming halal, but at the end, the raw material is, the finished product become haram. What is we call cross-contamination. And okay, another distribution system also. There are several bodies involved in the system, which mean the halal status product must be controlled in all body involved. And thus halal assurance system HAS itself includes service such as importer, distributor, transport, and retailer. So we have three now. We have supplier, we have the transformation, manufacturing process, we have the distribution system. This one is the key to control the halal supply chain, to control the halal food supply chain management. Any comment from student?
No.
I don't know up to this point whether you can differentiate between the conventional supply chain and halal supply chain. Can we differentiate?
No response.
That's all.
Maybe there will be some questions later.
Yeah. Okay, just continue.
Yeah.
So okay, just now we discussed about raw material sourcing. Ensure that raw material go into the process, ingredient used for production process halal, and source from reputable supplier. That means the product, the raw material coming or ingredient that coming to the factory, for example, they are certified halal, and the verification the halal status of supplier and the adherent to the halal practice. Meaning that the raw material is halal. The raw material, maybe the material is coming from Japan, for example, it's coming from Thailand, but it's certified halal by JAKIM. This means the raw material is halal to us. We can use raw material to make a product, to make a food. Then production, whereby we implement halal compliant manufacturing process to ensure the product are produced in accordance with Islamic principle to avoid cross-contamination with non-halal product during production. I remember this one is how to imagine what kind of cross-contamination. I remember the case of cosmetic. cosmetic makeup produced by Datuk Siti Nurhaliza last time, a long time ago. And remember or not? The product they call Simplicity. So the product actually, the cosmetic product is not food. The product is produced in Thailand, in Korea, by one of the manufacturer. But what happened is, suddenly they found a pig DNA on the product. On the product Simplicity. This one already complete. It's no issue anymore. This one just a case study. So where is the pig DNA coming from? It's not food. It's not food. It's a makeup where we put on the face, all the bedak, everything, the powder, everything. So you put the pig DNA on the face. So where's the cross contamination coming from? So Jakim go over there, inspect the manufacturing line, and suddenly they found there is a process issue over there, whereby they use a brush. We have a machine, we have brush to clean the machine used by the equipment technician. So the brush is made from what? The brush is made from the pig punya pig punya bulu atau hair, something like that. So what happened is, when they use the brush to clean the machine, so they so some of the DNA is sticking in the machine and sticking on the product itself. So we found the cross contamination happened on the product. That's what happened. This the classic example of cross contamination, because we expect we have some sort of a non-halal product over there. It's clear or not? Faham kan?
Okay, faham.
Kau tengok faham tak?
Yeah. Muhammad Aidil said from the factory process, betul eh?
Correct. Factory process. That's why we need. So another thing is storage and transportation using halal certified storage facility and transportation method to prevent cross contamination. So that's mean, kalau kita, if we are aware, we have the transportation, we have logistic that is halal certified. Something like Container National, something like I don't know. If we drive in the highway, you can see some of the container is stick with halal logo on the lorry itself, on the container itself, or something like cold storage network. Cold storage network is part of the halal logistic container. They're certified. Then implementing proper hygiene and cleanliness standard throughout the supply chain. That's mean, if you use the lorry, you use the transport, you use the truck, you have to use dedicated truck to carry a halal product. You cannot, I mean in the morning, maybe you carry something else, then at night you carry the product. So this is why we cause the cross contamination. Another one is certification and compliance. This one is we need to have the recognized halal certification body to validate the product and process, and also staying update on the regulatory requirement of the industry standard related to halal. Make sure we have a lot of standard over there. We have standard. So for example, you can see this one. As long as we have MS 1500, this one is Jakim certified logo, and we have this halal certification to show that our product is halal. For example, this one is beras mati India, beras basmati Pakistan, beras yang wangi. This one also they certify as halal product. This means they locate the process one by one from the start until the end, and Jakim certified this one is halal product. It's safe to eat. Okay. Another one is traceability. So this one is remember the golden chain just now, the butter to make the cake lapis just now. So if we don't have the traceability, we cannot We cannot do product recall to take the reject product. So we have to implement this robust traceability system to track the origin of the ingredient, monitor production process, and trace product throughout the supply chain. So inside the halal supply chain, we have traceability. We have traceability to track the product. You also have the halal assurance system to control the halalness of the product from the start until the end. And of course, this one is ethical practice, ethical and fair labor practice, and according to the Islamic principle, including this one is ethical practices. So this one is documentation and record keeping. This one is something like HAS is now, Halal Assurance System, whereby we keep the record and document it properly so that anybody can come and check our production line or check our supply chain. So this one is the standard used for the halal. For example, MS 1500-209. This one is about halal food. 2424 is about halal pharmaceutical. Halal cosmetic is 2634. In the case of simplicity now, they use halal cosmetic standard. And this one is halal supply chain management system, whereby we have 3 set over here: 2400-2019. One is for transport, second one for the warehouse, third one is for retail. And we have other standard as well: halal packaging, halal medical devices, and Muslim-friendly hospitality services. Okay, this one is the standard that we use for transportation, for the warehouse, and the retailing. So whenever you have a halal supply chain, you said your process is halal supply chain, you have to be guided by this standard. Whether the product use transportation, whether the product use warehouse, whether the product you do retailing, you have to base on this standard. And when Yakim come to audit your production line, the audit will based on this standard as well. Okay. Okay, other than the standard just now, we have this one, the manual procedure Presiden Halal Malaysia. This one is a guide how you want to manage your production line for system. And also this one, the second one is halal assurance system, is how you want to control the quality so that you can sustain the halalness of the product from the start to the end. Okay. Is basically just now we saw halal supply, we saw the commercial supply chain management. So basically, if you use all the document just now, the halal assurance system, we use the standard, we use the manual persijilan. So we have to make sure that raw material coming with halal source. The transportation used, inbound logistic is halal transportation. We not cross contaminate your raw material. The warehouse also is a halal warehouse, halal manufacturing. So we end up with a halal good. Outbound logistic also we take care, and also it sent to the customer services or sent to the distribution system under halal good. So from conventional, then we change to halal food supply chain management. It's not simply that we add a word halal over there. It's because the whole system is guided by the document just now that I share with you just now. Okay, understand that? Understand not, student? Any comment?
Okay.
We have how many students now?
Kita ada we have total of 52.
52. Oh, so many students. So this one combined of 2 class.
Combine of two class.
This one all IE ah?
Yep, semua IE.
Oh, all IE ah. Very
Maybe
good.
some of them are not from IE, but majority is in IE.
IE ah. My experience working with IE, a lot of things they involve with the line setup lah. They involve with the flow. If let's say last time I used to transfer product from overseas. So what happened is as an IE, I set up the flow from the start until the end the product. So you have to understand well how to set up the process. So if let's say the IE, you are assigned to set up food product, so it's the same thing. You have to make sure the halal source, the source raw material is halal until then the manufacturing is halal, then until the until the halal goods is distributed to the customer. That's a part of our IE job. It's a flow on product.
Okay, so we have 2 more minutes to go.
Okay, okay, not much already. If you can see here, okay, this one is the comparison between conventional supply chain and halal supply chain. So if you look at the objective of conventional is supply chain and minimize cost and maximize profit and customer satisfaction. But for halal supply chain, we have to make sure the product start halal and end up halal. Ensure halal integrity of the halal product for end customer. Otherwise, no meaning we have a halal supply chain. No meaning we have halal food supply chain. And the cross contamination, so possibility for cross contamination. But for halal supply chain to ensure no cross contamination. Otherwise, it's defeat the purpose to have a halal product if the cross contamination can happen anywhere along the supply chain. And segregation needed, yes. We for halal product, we need to separate between halal product and non-halal product. And the other thing is segregation of activities related to transportation, warehouse, storing must follow Sharia. The key here is Sharia. The key here is Sharia. Sharia, the key of the halal supply chain. If you control this one, so your product is superb, and I can call your supply chain, your halal food supply chain management is well sustained. Any comment on this one?
Doctor, a question. Can non-Muslim be involved in halal supply chain?
Muslim can?
Interesting.
Yeah, yes. Basically the committee, right? The committee. If you work in an ice cream company, the head of committee must be Muslim. But the rest of the people is can be non-Muslim. Because a lot of food industry, a lot of food company, they apply halal, and some of them like buyer or procurement have to be, it's not all Muslim.
Thank you.
The committee must have Muslim. The head of committee. The regulation. That's why from time to time we need halal awareness class for the company, the food producing company. I mean, a lot of food producing company is belong to non-Muslim. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Any more question? Thank you. Good question. Oops. Any more question?
Doctor,
Yep.
I have
Shafiq.
a question for like sometimes when I go to Speedmart, I saw like ramen or instant noodles from Thailand or from Korean, and they have a different halal symbol. So
Okay.
how is it? Does it still going on the Malaysian halal inspection, or just being accepted by the halal organization?
Okay, that one is actually okay. In the case of ramen, ramen, the Korean noodles, the Korean noodle, they have halal, but their halal is halal Korean, It's halal Korean.
Yeah, halal Korean.
It's not halal
Yep.
Jakim, yeah.
Mm.
It's not halal Jakim. But the halal Korean is already been certified by Jakim as legal.
I
This mean,
see.
yeah, this mean Jakim already appoint this halal Korea as their CB, certification body. But in order to be sure, you can check in Jakim website, whether the logo for the Korean Korean halal is acceptable or not. I think it's acceptable. Thailand also same thing. Thailand also they use the same their own logo, but they are one of the CB. They call CB, certification body of Jakim. Jakim already approved them, approved the logo as acceptable, as halal.
I'm about to ask the same questions like what Shafiq asking, just to make sure that we are not confusing with some say that the halals from other countries is not been certified by the Jakim here in Malaysia. So it's good to know that
Yes, correct.
you can justify this to us.
Okay, any more?
Okay, any more
Still have time?
questions? Right, we are about to we're about to to go for the next actually.
It's waiting. I think it's finished already. This one just case study. This one actually case study. I did case study for the food industry. This one purely food industry, cocoa minyak industry, based in Malacca. So I draw the same flow, raw material until the wholesaler. Then I look at what are the documents that support these people until they get the halal certification. This one is a food company. Another one is this one is beverage company. Oh, this one is beverage company. This one is food company. The just now was beverage company, beverages. So this one also the same thing. So they follow all the documents just now. They follow the first one is MS 1500 2019 that control their supply chain. And okay, the interesting one is this one. This one is CCN, cold chain network. This one is logistic. This one that I said just now is how they control. So how they control using the supply chain documentation now to take care of their storage or warehouse, handling product, good and cargo, and transportation fleet. These people are certified halal logistic. When I went to this company, one of them is the halal executive is a UTM graduate in IE.
Very good.
Great IE. Okay, this one is just comment whereby halal logistic operation has downstream and so on. This one's a comment. I think that's all I have, unless student have question.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Okay, thank you, Dr. Husaini,
Okay.
for the very good information and very good knowledge shared to us. I think there's a lot of things that, before this is quite gray areas to us, but now it's quite clear especially in terms of halal certification and halal supply chain and things. Is there any questions from the students?
Assalamualaikum.
One or two questions only. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Love ya.
Okay, Doctor, thank you for your presentation
Hakim,
and also sharing. Okay, basically that I am Hakim, a lecturer of material
okay.
department lah in UiTM.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Teruskan.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
For example, if you if any company lah, okay, any company want to send sample lah,
Sample, okay.
Oh, dia hilang lah.
their product lah. Their
Uh-huh.
product could be their product tu could be pharmaceutical product, cosmetic or even food lah kan, to characterize or to test whether there is non-halal ingredient lah inside their product.
Uh-huh.
So if the company send to you, doctor, and then you send to Jakim, you send it to Jakim to I mean that to Jakim lab to characterize.
Correct. Jakim
Oh,
Lab, yeah.
you
We have Jakim Lab in Bandar Estek yang dia baru buat tu.
Oh, okay. So all the sample you send over there lah. I mean that you didn't send to any others private punya authentically punya lab, no?
Tak. Right now, but last time we send to private. Tapi ada
okay.
there is one or two place that we send to. Last time we sent to ada satu company. There is one company at Cyberjaya. We sent to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was the question. That was the issue last time when they found the Cadbury chocolate, right? They sent to the I mean the lab. We should not certified by Jakim, something like that. So they have to repeat the process one more time. That's the issue.
Okay.
That's one issue over there last time. Yeah. But
Yeah,
right
so
now all
the
they
lab,
sent to this Jakim lab.
okay, so all the lab that is going to characterize any product should be have a halal certified. I mean that should be a Jakim certified punya lab lah kan.
Yeah, Jakim certified lab, correct.
Because in the material department also we also doing some characterization test to determine to authentic lah kan any product whether it's halal or not lah, but there's more research lah.
Oh, okay.
But we are not, our lab is not still not Jakim punya certified lagi lah.
Of course, certified. It's not yet certified. Okay. Prelim.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I mean that our researcher also capable lah kan to determine whether the ingredients process halal or non halal punya ingredient lah using some characterization we have here FTIR or GC something like that lah.
Yeah, correct.
Just for your information.
So it's usual, right? I mean, not. I mean, raw material sometimes we don't have choice. Setengah tu tak ada.
Yeah.
Tak ada choice, tak ada option.
Yeah. Okay, because the most important thing is that the lab should be Jakim certified.
Certified, correct. Certified.
Okay. Thanks, doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Hakim. One more questions from the students? No, nothing. All right. Okay. Maybe later you can send the questions to Dr. Yusaini. Later, I'm going to share his email after this. Later, if you want to ask more about the halal supply chain. I think thank you very much, Dr. Yusaini, for your time. All right. Then, okay. So let us go to the next presenter.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Okay.
Dr. Yusaini,
Thank you, Doctor.
for your time.
All right. So
Okay.
my
All
time
right.
yet?
So, before we start, I just want to brief a bit about Mr. Jared. So today we have also Mr. Jared here. So he's the head of sustainability at Post Malaysia. So today he will share about the ESG. All right. So what is ESG, what is important about ESG, and maybe he will share some experience and what they do, what he did in the companies. All right. So I think without further ado, I give the floor to you, Mr. Jared.
Thank you, Doctor. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
All right. So I only have half an hour, so I'll try to make it very fast. We run through uh, um, uh, some of the strategies for in terms of implementing sustainability post Malaysia, and then I'll just do a bit, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll leave the rest of the session for Q&A, because I noticed that uh, you have a lot of questions for the previous speaker, for Doctor as well. So feel free to ask me as well. Good afternoon. My name is Jared Hall, and I am the head of sustainability for Post Malaysia. So Post Malaysia, I'm pretty sure you all know, this is the postal operator of Malaysia. And in case you are wondering, in around the world, right, each of the country only have one postal operator. Like for example, in UK, there's Royal Mail. In Australia is Australia Post. Canada is Canada Post. So it's a very, very unique industry. Yeah. Maybe so usually I would start it off with having asking some questions with the to the audience, and ask them, where do you think this post office is, basically without I just want to maybe I just run straight to it. So basically this is actually the first postal office in Malaysia. It's actually located in Penang, and for Post Malaysia itself, right, it's already been more than 223 years. So it's a very, very old uh company. And some of you probably students, you might not even have stepped to post offices already, or maybe some of you even ask, what's Post Malaysia is doing, basically because you guys probably don't even send letters, or maybe some of you might even ask what's a letter, right? Probably because you all have been like using WhatsApp and whatnot, so maybe just a bit of uh, uh, um, um, sharing is that for Post Malaysia, we have been undergoing a lot of transformation, because we do know that mail industry has been on the decline. But if I were to share with you, right, as to date, right, today, right, we are still sending mails, letters on a daily basis to an average 11 million addresses. So the mails that we processes, right, on a daily basis is almost 1 to 1.2 million letters on a daily basis, and uh, annually it's about 400 million parcels that is being processed by Post Malaysia. So in terms of fleet size, fleet size is where we're talking about our bikes, our vans and our lorries, all these are being used by our Abang Post. So we know that it is a very traditional mail company. So now we have starting to actually evolve from a traditional mail company to a very comprehensive logistics powerhouse. So all this is a part of transformation, because mail is not going to be there long. So that's why we need to actually diversify to other businesses. Like for example, some of it is like our retail post offices. Um, post offices previously is just more on sending letters. Now we are branching out to we have EV charging stations. So uh, EV owners can actually come over to our selected general post office to actually charge. And at the same time, when we do this, right, we actually have been partnering up with F&B businesses to actually have cafes, to actually have uh, F&B businesses to be there in our post offices, where we rent spaces for them as additional income for us. And then also we are slowly getting into convenience stores, and we're transforming our post offices to convenience stores. So all this is part of a transformation for our post officers because, well, as I emphasize again, we don't go to post offices to deliver letters anymore, right? So this is actually part of the processes. And apart from that, we are going towards pharmaceuticals, where we are going to have pharmacies in our post offices. So this is part of a plan which we want to leverage on our retail space to actually provide value-added services to our yeah.
Mr.
And
Jared, sorry, Mr.
yeah,
Jared, are you sharing the slide or still?
cannot see it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Goodness.
I thought you're still in introduction.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for telling
Alright,
me.
okay.
Hold on. Right.
Okay, that's okay.
Can you see my slide now?
Yeah.
Luckily, you haven't. I've almost. Well, that's just some slides. Basically, this is my slide. Just now, I was talking about our post offices. This is our pejabat post, our first pejabat post, and then it has been 223 years. And basically, this is just part of some of the details. Yeah. And when we're talking about retail transformation, this is part of the things that we have been doing, having EV charging stations in our general post offices, F&Bs, and also convenience stores. And also moving forward, we're going to have pharmacy, fashion and beauties, all as part of our transformation of our retail spaces. And you might think that Post Malaysia is just about uh, delivering posts, but actually at the back end, right, we have been also improving our end-to-end logistics services. So this is more on the supply chain, the entire logistical supply chain, not just on delivering the last mile or picking up your parcels, but it's also on providing warehousing and fulfillment services. So and also looking at web enabling or e-distributors where we partner with e-commerce companies to actually uh, provide one-stop solution for all these technological needs. So this is also part of our areas where we improve our revenue stream and also our services. And some of you might think that, oh, is it just logistics? But actually, for Post Malaysia, right, we have a company called a subsidiary called Post Aviation. So what Post Aviation does is that we have been doing cargo handling for a lot of airlines that is not under there's not under Mars or there's not under Asia, things like this. So the foreign airlines they will come in, where Post Aviation will be doing their ground handling, and in-flight catering, things like Qatar Airways, things or Cathay Pacific. We have an in-flight catering system where we prepare all the meals for them whenever they actually land in Kuala Lumpur. And also we provide all these baggage handling for these flight airlines lah. So sometimes when you go to holiday, when you check into Cathay Pacific or even Qatar Airways, right, the people that actually checks your passport, right, even though they are wearing uh, the airline's uniform, those are actually Post Aviation's employees that actually does all these things in the background. And for Post Logistics, it's more on sea freight, cargo handling, which is really at the back where you don't really see it. So these are the things that we are doing from end to end for the entire logistics services. So basically, this is actually a very short introduction of Post Malaysia, what actually things that we do not see at the background, things that have been doing. Coming back to ESG or sustainability, maybe if you guys can actually go to this, let's maybe I just do a bit of interaction. So if you can actually just go to menti.com and key in this code, and you can actually just let me understand that what kind of what do you know about sustainability? I just want you to actually put in one word so actually I know what the sustainability means to you. Is it okay? I mean, just let me understand a bit first before I go deeper into sustainability and what sustainability means to Post Malaysia. And I can actually show you the result. Yeah. This one go green. And then can we just join menti.com? The code is 67521710.
Yeah, guys, please participate.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
50, right? I think maybe just spend a couple of minutes just to allow me to understand what the sustainability means to you. Or maybe you can just scan the QR code. Economically possible, green, go green. What else? I mean, from because before that, oh yeah, I have to mention that I'm also not an engineering student. My background is actually accounting and finance. So I just want to also want to pick your brain, you know, what does sustainability means to an engineering student. Although I have a few engineering staff under my team. Ability to retain itself, definitely, because when we talk about sustainability, I'm going to go deeper into what the sustainability means for business. You know, ability to maintain, yes. Lessen carbon footprint, which I'm going to talk about later as well. Forever available. Yeah, probably. Balance. Balance is a very good key point. We're going to talk about balance as well. Why this keyword balance is so important. Yeah. A few more minutes before I close this. Yeah. And for your information, if you want to ask me question anonymously, there you can actually go to the next slide. You can actually drop your questions there as well. If you're shy, you know, you can just drop your questions there as well. You know, no worries. You can ask me anything. I'm very open. As controversial as possible also can. Yes. Efficient, yes. Global awareness. Awareness is something that I do on a continuous basis as well, to students, to investors, to businesses, to our customers as well. So things like this. Yeah, harmony. Yes, it's definitely a harmony where we're talking about uh, um, um, where businesses has to play harmony and balance is very much similar, but where businesses has to play a part in uh, being responsible. Being responsible in the sense that you have to be responsible to the environment, you have to be responsible to the society, the community, and also you have to be responsible to the planet as well. Things like all this, yeah. All right, I think that's anything. Anyone else? Maybe I'll just leave it there, and then I'll just go back to my slide, and then you can actually continue, and then we'll come back to it later on. But so basically, why does it matter is because for Post Malaysia, if you consider, Doctor, can you still see my slides? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I can see it
Well,
clearly.
because if you consider the journey of a single parcel, you know, you all shop online, right? Or you do shopping, or you ship with logistics partners. Hopefully, it's Post Malaysia. Yeah. And if you consider the journey of a single parcels, right, it actually travels by land, you know, sometimes by air, you know, it goes through cities to cities, you know, maybe sometimes in the countryside to actually reach its destination. So this journey, right, it replicated hundreds of thousands of times daily, which I just mentioned just now. We send 400 million parcels every year, right? That is the lifeblood of Post Malaysia. And that actually creates a big problem because as we talk about delivery services, right, each item you delivered, you actually leaves a trace on our planet, which is a carbon footprint which we can't ignore, because you all know, that if you can look outside, you see floods, and you see landslides, which you don't see in 10 years ago, right? All these are actually climate change. And transportation sector itself is actually the second most significant contributor to carbon emission. The first one is actually, obviously, is energy sector, but not only in Malaysia, but also around the world. And transportation here is, when you're talking about transportation, right, you're talking about not just logistics, but also your passenger cars, the automotive, things like this. This is actually the second largest contributor. So for us, the logistics and postal industry actually stands at the forefront of a monumental shift where climate change is real. Let's acknowledge that this is real, because you don't see heat waves like this a few years back. Now certain areas like in Europe, right, they are talking about it's no longer, it's suddenly so cold. Either it's extremely cold, or areas during summer is extremely hot. When I was in Europe few 6 months ago, so hot. It's supposed to be spring, but it feels like summer already. So for us, for Post Malaysia, right, we have to acknowledge that every package that we deliver can either contribute to the problem or actually become a part of a solution for the grand scheme of things here. So that's why in 2023, earlier this year, we actually come up with, um, um, uh, we have made a commitment to actually have and we launch our sustainability roadmap, and we have committed to net zero by 2050. So this is what we have done, is that we have laid out 6 distinct work streams. So these are the work streams: delivery methods, fleet, green building, waste, eco-consumerism, and digital learning. So all this, I'm going to go through it in a very detailed manner, but also very fast manner, so that you can have a very general outlook of what sustainability means to us. But of course, you can also drop your questions there, and I'll answer, or just drop it in the mailbox. So basically, if we go to one of the work streams that is actually green buildings, as I just pointed out just now, right, we have post offices. We have 600 over post offices, and we have also sorting centers. Sorting centers are where the parcels will actually be stopped before we have collected, then we place it in a sorting center before we actually send it to somewhere else. So all these places is actually areas where we have been using electricity on daily basis. So what we have done is that we have set a commitment to actually have all our buildings equipped with solar panels by 2030. And right now, we actually have 3 of the premises installed with solar PVs. And by end of this year, we're going to have 17 additional locations installed with solar PVs as well. Bit of background is a bit of how this post this solar PVs actually work, is that we actually harness this, of course, sun energy, right? And how we are equipping this is that we have software which is in the inverter, and these things is being monitored on the real-time basis, and it will allow us to track our energy usage, and with the precise data at our fingertips, we can make informed decision on how we can amplify our sustainability efforts and also reduce our reliance on non-renewable resources. So far, the three buildings that we have equipped with solar panels, right? We have all these 3 buildings are generating at least 20% of solar being used, meaning 20% of the electricity is coming from solar, and only 80% is actually are from the grid, from TMB. And you might think that 20% is actually not a lot, but maybe I just give you a bit of context here, is that if you look at our green buildings, when we do it in a plan manner, right? The first one is actually doing it in our sorting parcel center. So this one is actually located in Shah Alam, and this one is with a total installed capacity of 2.2 megawatt. And to give you a context, 2.2 megawatt, right? It's on a monthly basis, it allow us to save at least 40,000 ringgit, 40 or 15,000 ringgit. And if you look at it, right, it's that it allows not just saving the planet, but also able to actually improve a company's bottom line. Yeah. So in corporate sustainability, right, we need to talk about the 3 Ps, which is planet, profit, and planet, people, and profit. So all these things has to be balanced up together. Yeah. It's not like it's a NGO where it's all about we go all rah about climate change and there's nothing for the profitability of a business. So this is very important. And we do it in a very phased manner. We don't do it one shot because we know that it's in project management and also in business, right? It's virtually impossible for you to actually do everything in one single go. So it's important for you to actually come up, well, it's important for me, of course, to actually come up with a plan, a very solid plan, and table it to the management to say that, hey, you do it now, one, then next year, two, and then subsequently, if you can see the savings, you can actually go all out. That's why we have our progress, by our phase 3 and phase 4 is actually ongoing right now. And by 2026, we were able to actually equip all our post offices with solar panels. Of course, when we're talking about sustainability itself, it's all about virtual learnings because why? Because a lot of time, right, when you do physical learnings, right, it creates a lot of cost for us as well. And capacity building is one of the things that we actually do this where when if we don't do virtual learning, right, a lot of our abang posts we need to actually go to our training centers, and going to training centers, right, is actually a cost for us, not just in terms of ringgit, but also in terms of emission, because it creates a lot of emissions for us. So what we've done is that we have came up with our learning management system, and then we provide them e-learning where they can actually go through the learning system from their mobile phone. And also one of the case studies that we have been doing is that in the post aviation, right? That just now I mentioned post aviation is our cargo handling all the cargoes for flights. So what we've been doing is that instead of going through real life scenarios, we have actually come up with virtual reality simulations where the staff can actually train to operate ground support equipment using these simulator systems. So this would allow us to not just reduce real world repercussions where if you actually send them towards what do you call that, um, uh, on ground services, right, on ground training, right, you tend to have that risk to actually um, have accidents. So here, you have where it's a digital learning. You do it virtually, and every mistake is a lesson learned where you can actually use every scenario to and you can actually overcome all this in a very safe, in a very controlled environment. So this is some of the things that we've been doing. So here comes the sexy part, which is on EVs. And I'm pretty sure you all love talking about this one. But before that, also before we go to EVs, right, we need to know that EVs is just the outside. But what's important is that the inside, because the vehicles are the skin. When we're talking about improving our delivery, right, is actually the telematics, the technology inside the car, regardless which is EV or non-EV. So this telematics, right, is that where we're able to we actually install this technology it's more like a GPS tracking system, but it's more advanced. Yeah. So I'm not really a engineering student, but my team has been doing this, So what I've been doing is that install it and then we track these our vehicles on a real-time basis. And what's the key advantage of this one is that we're able to optimize the route, we're able to maximize our pickup and drop-off points, and we're also able to improve driver behaviors. So what we can do is that we're able to track, oh, this driver, is he driving too fast? Is he above the speed limit? Is he cornering very hard? Or and also is he idling? Because idling, right, for information, if sometimes you will see the delivery guys, right, they will just park their car idling and then they'll just deliver the parcels, just leaving the engine on. And if we have done our research to say that if we reduce the idling, just cut all this idling time, right, we're able to reduce at least 10 to 15% of our fuel. So by integrating advanced telematics, right, we're not just tracking, but we're also able to know that, oh, when can we anticipate the maintenance, and also what are the parts that we need to actually uh, uh, replace in advance. So by all this, right, we are actually providing operational efficiency and also cost reduction, because we don't have to store a lot of uh, um, uh, unnecessary spare parts in our warehouse, and also we can plan our procurement of our spare parts in advance. Well, here comes the electric vehicles. So we have been electrifying our vehicles since early this year, and since February this year actually. So currently, for Post Malaysia, right, we are the largest electric vehicle fleet operator in Malaysia. So at the moment, we have almost 110 electric bikes, and also 143 electric vans serving across Peninsula Malaysia. We have not reached Sabah and Sarawak yet, but we have been planning this for the next 2 years. 2 years, we'll be doing that in Sabah and Sarawak. So how we actually started is that we first flagged off our bike in February. Then subsequently, we rolled off more batches of our electric bikes. We started off in TDDI, and then subsequently now it's in Johor, Seremban, Melaka, basically the entire Peninsula Malaysia lah. And beginning October, we have received our first batch of electric vans, and then now we have 143 electric vans also serving similar routes in Peninsula Malaysia. Well, a bit of pictures here is that this is how happy the Abang Post uh, showing their big smiles, because electric vans and electric bikes are really, the driving dynamics is very, very different, in terms of the pickup, the accelerations. And previously, there were hesitation because it's a new technology which they have not encountered before. But now I think it's like every time we go down to the ground, right, the postmen will be those who have not been given electric vehicle, right, they'll be asking, hey, bila kita dapat our new EVs, things like this. So this is something which is very exciting for us and for them as well. Yeah. And of course, a lot of challenges. We won't be going through the details, but first one is definitely proof of concept. You always talk about, when you talk about EVs, whether is it suitable for our operations or not, whether it's with the right specs or not. And for Malaysia, right, we do not have a lot of, at the time when we started, we do not have a lot of suppliers. We don't have a lot of models available. Well, of course, you all talk about BYD lah, Tesla lah, but those are not commercials. You know, we don't have vans, we don't have electric bikes. Thank goodness you all have the opportunity to own electric bikes with a discount, 2,400 ringgit next year. But we already started this in earlier this year, you know, where they don't have any incentives for us, you know. But we know that this is something that we need to do because climate change is real, and that's why we actually started this whole process much earlier. So challenges faced, we have limited suppliers, you know, and we have higher upfront costs. So what we've been doing is that we actually work with like-minded suppliers that we have devised a leasing program, meaning those cars actually doesn't belong to us. Those cars is actually belong to a leasing company, and that leasing company actually takes care of all the maintenance and all the infrastructures, things like this. Where for Post Malaysia, we were able to um, use these assets and also focus on our delivery. You know, just making our delivery much better, and then leave the maintenance of our assets to our leasing companies. Of course, EVs, you know, I can assure you in terms of repair and maintenance, it's much more lower compared to a normal ICE vehicles. And fuel savings in long term, right? We are looking at least 50% reduction in terms of operational costs. Yeah. Of course, branding opportunities and business opportunities where, you know, whenever our postman that's riding the EVs, right, goes out, right, people see it and they will ask a lot of questions. Hey, is it nice? You know, how's it driving experience? Things like this. And then our Abang Post is basically our walking ambassador. So this is something that, in terms of corporate sustainability, this is something that we actually look at. Of course, scope 3 is something that we will need to actually look at. You know, why is it important? And for students, you know, one advice I would actually give is that have a very deep understanding of what is greenhouse gas emissions, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. You know, really deep dive into it, because if you really want to go through, if you want to know sustainability, or you want to dabble your hands into this industry, right, you need to understand what is scope 1, scope 3, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. And for us, scope 3, right, what is relatable to us is that this, which is on the transportation and distribution, because we our we are the delivery partners, and all these things involves us. And that's why we want to actually reduce our emission, so that ultimately the entire supply chain in terms of carbon emission can be reduced as well. If you want to know more, you know, in terms of framework and benchmarking, you know, you can actually look at some of these standards. You know, GRI is one thing that you can actually start off with. Of course, others is a bit more advanced. You can actually start off with GRI, or even greenhouse gas protocol, you know, or greenhouse gas accounting standards. I would not go through some of these things. Basically, this is some of the things that I do on daily basis. Maybe I just skip this one. But I need to leave these 3 key takeaway messages for all students. You know, after I've shared all this, right, you might think that, oh, actually, so what does that have to do with me? You know, I'm more to engineering student. You know, I'm more to engineering. But if you go to the working world, when you graduate, right, you need to make sure that whatever you do, whenever you talk about sustainability, you know, whenever you talk about what you do engineering, you need to make sure that all this has to be relevant to the business. You know, you cannot talk about you for um say for example, like for Post Malaysia, you can't be talking about uh, uh water management with me. You know, you can't be talking about uh, uh, food supply chain with me. You know, all these things you need to be actually stay relevant. You know that, okay, what is the business facing right now? For us, relating to sustainability is carbon emission, because we are in the business of delivery. And then you go into creating value. Because once you know that there's a problem, then you need to actually find ways to actually solve it. And we all know that for post Malaysia, uh, uh, we have been having a lot of competition. So how do we actually create a differentiator effect for us to know that, hey, we can be the green logistics solution provider to you, and that's where the value comes in. Because ultimately, if you want to become um, an employee that is able to shine, you need to create that kind of value to your superior. And finally, this is a very relevant thing to you all, is that apart from the technical knowledge that you have, you need to create a business case. Because yes, if you're talking about uh, um, solar, right? If the solar panels can save the environment, but it's an increase of cost for the business, right? Then it will not be a business case. So it has to be a balance. It has to be a balance between these three P's: people, planet, and profit. And if these three P's can be balanced up together, then you're able to create a harmony, where you can integrate sustainability into your business. Yeah. So that's all from me. I will share a bit of just let me play this video for you to actually enjoy. And this is actually the ESG video for Post Malaysia. Can you hear?
Yeah.
In the heart of Southeast Asia lies a country rich in natural beauty and biodiversity, Malaysia. A land where tradition marries modernity and where sustainability isn't just a trend, but a pledge to future generations. At the heart of this promise is Post Malaysia, an organization that has existed over the last 2 centuries. Interwoven with the nation's fabric, now on a mission to redefine its legacy. Our operation touches over 11 million addresses, serving over 30 million Malaysians across the nation every day. And with this extensive reach comes the responsibility to operate in harmony with the environment. Aligned with national and global sustainability goals, Post Malaysia is committed to achieving net zero emissions by the year 2050. In March 2023, we proudly launched our sustainability roadmap, demonstrating our full dedication to 30% reduction of our Scope 1 and 2 carbon emissions by 2025, with focus on 6 work streams: delivery methods, fleet optimization, green buildings, waste management, eco-consumerism, and digital learning. Achieving this goal won't be easy, but by transitioning all our last-mile vehicles to electric by 2030, and equipping over 400 of our facilities with solar PV technology, we are confident in our path towards fulfilling our ambitions. While we strive to ensure the growth of our business, we are committed to ensuring that this growth is managed in an impactful and fully sustainable way. To attain our sustainability objectives and uphold our promises, we are guided by 3 core categories: post-green, post-forward, and post-care. With each parcel delivered and every letter sent, Post Malaysia plays a vital role in connecting people and businesses throughout the country. We take pride in having Malaysia's largest electric fleet and remain dedicated to the goal of achieving 100% electrification of our last-mile vehicles by 2030. Our commitment to sustainability goes beyond our road fleet. We are also in the process of transforming our premises. This transformation includes generating clean energy and implementing good waste management practices for our employees. We are also incorporating circular economy principles into our material procurement processes, while we actively collaborate with partners to contribute to the nation's transition towards green mobility infrastructure. We believe every small action, when replicated across our network, can lead to a significant change. We strive to foster an equitable and inclusive work environment by strengthening internal processes and enhancing digital learning platforms to empower and inspire our employees. It's not just about delivering mail and parcels, it's about delivering a brighter, sustainable future for Malaysians. In today's world, businesses have the power to make a difference beyond profits. They have the power to create a positive impact. That's why we have established Post Care, our corporate social responsibility arm to create a meaningful and sustainable impact for the local communities around us, leveraging on our logistics expertise. Post Malaysia is not merely traversing the length and breadth of the nation, but also pioneering a journey towards a greener, cleaner, and a more prosperous tomorrow.
All right. So that's my that is all. Just let me see if there's any questions. Oh, no questions.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jared. All right. Is there any questions from the floor?
Hello, Mr. Jared.
Yeah.
I have a question for the EV van and EV bike ride.
Yep.
So for usually, how many hours do they, or how frequently they need to charge the bike and van?
How frequent is they charge? Um, for you need to actually look at so here is where it's a very interesting question where probably you all would understand better is we're talking about EVs, right? We need to look at the loads. Well, first thing first is that for two-wheelers, right, it's actually using 3 pins only, 3-pin charge. So the charging time for them is normally 5 to 6 hours. You know, they just come back, they just deliver, they they go out in the morning in full charge, they deliver, uh they do all the shipments drops and everything, parcel drops, everything, then they come back. By 3 4 o'clock they come back already, then they will just charge, and then the next day they will just continue doing the things. So they don't really need to do charging, you know, so you do charging halfway lah. Same goes to the events. The vans, right? We charge. Now they are running about 7 kilowatt, I think, 7 kilowatt. So each van will have one dedicated uh, wall charger, which is about 7 kilowatt. It takes about 6 to 7 hours as well. So it's one van, the distance they carry about 150, 160 kilometers with full load, you know. So that van sometimes you can carry up to 1 ton of load, and you still can go 160, 170 kilometers. So the average distance for postman and on the daily basis, right, is about 60 to 70 kilometers lah. 60 to 70 kilometers. So it's more than enough for one single charge every day, more than enough for them to do their work, come back, full charge, next day and go out again. So you would never see our Post Malaysia's vans in the charging station that you see in the public lah. It's all in our depot.
That's the thing that I'm quite curious to ask.
Yes, because
Yeah.
for operations, right? For operations, the last thing that we want to do is that uh we go to charge. It's just like, for example, something more relatable to everyone is that if you are a Grab driver, right, the last thing that you want to go is to go and pump petrol, or you want to go toilet, because it's the time wasted to do all these things. You can actually use this time to do your delivery. You can do your being in operations lah. So that's why we have thought up well enough, make sure that the car can last one day of delivery, come back, charge, then it can go again.
So it means that one single charge for one day.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. Shafiq, satisfied with the with the answer?
Satisfied. Thank you.
All right. Any more questions?
All right. Anymore?
Anymore. If not, I'm going to I want to ask one question, Mr. Jared.
Yeah.
Okay, a part of the initiative that you shows to us, what are the others initiative that maybe Post Malaysia plan for the next few years, to especially to reduce the carbon footprint?
Well, most importantly is that these things does not stop here. If you're talking about EVs, right, you won't stop in just like this. You won't stop at 143. We did have a very detailed plan to plan out for the next 10 to 15 years, because we know that your car will need to actually, like for example, even your car has a limited lifespan, right? So we know that, oh, by which year these vans, our vans that are not electric, by which year it needs to be replaced. So we have already know the age of these vehicles. So we have properly planned out. Like for example, even if I can see here, next year we're gonna have 350 vans, which is E, and then the 2 years after that is 355. So for bikes, right, this year we have 200. We're gonna have 200 electric bikes. Then next year we have additional 1,400, and then the following year it's 1,003. Then a year after it's 1,500. Things like this. So we have know that this is the way to go, and our management is very adamant that any replacement of vehicles is going to be electric. That's the commitment that we're going to do. Because if when you're talking about sustainability itself, yeah, it's about management decision. It's about strategies as well. It's not just technicality. Because without a very strong management decision and also commitment, right, your sustainability will not work. Because sometimes, like for example, if I say that, oh, I'm going to buy 150 electric van, then the next year when we need to replace our vehicles, like, oh, I want to go back to our diesel or petrol cars, then it's like slapping your own face lah, right? Because
Yeah.
the song and dance does not match, does not jive, if you're saying one thing but you're doing another thing, right? And question is about this is that a lot of people will still ask, oh, is electric vehicle the future? Why not we just change it to hydrogen or something? But let's be honest. You all are engineering students. Your technicality powers is much more better than me. We all know that battery is the future. Because even your solar PV, solar power, right? You need your your backup batteries. You have to have the ECS. Is it called ECS? Sorry, is ESS, your energy storage system, which is powered by battery, because your solar is not going to be there 24/7. By the time the sun uh, goes down, then you don't have any electric. You wouldn't have any renewable energy anymore. If you want to go full renewable energy, battery is the way to go. Where you collect all this renewable energy, you store it in the electricity. At night, you can actually use it. So for us as well, electric vehicles is also the future to go. It's just ask yourself, if you say that electric vehicles is not the future, right? Then maybe you ask, then another way is that, is petrol vehicle still going to be relevant in the next 5 years? And when we talk to EV, whenever we go to, because for postal companies, we talk to a lot of European postal companies as well, right? They have been rolling out EVs left, right, center, everywhere. And when we ask them about this question, oh, how do you compare between EV and normal petrol cars, right? They just ask me back one question. In 5 years' time, it's not about EV or petrol anymore. In 5 years' time, the question is that in 5 years' time, can you still see car makers selling petrol vehicles. So that's the key question, and something that just it's a enlightenment question, I would say.
Yeah. I think that's the future, because I hardly see that, you know, the existing of the petrols will come to the, to become more, a paper choice anymore, if there is a lot of technology being introduced later, especially on the charging
We
things.
just need to it's for when we're talking about EVs, right, we need to go through that 5% threshold. Once you go through that 5% threshold, right, when you're talking about 5% is the total car sales that year, right? Once you have reached the 5%, right, the acceleration you just go like S curving.
Mhm.
And even if you ask EV owners, right, when they have EVs, they don't go to petrol stations anymore. No,
Yeah.
they never go to petrol stations. It's just petrol stations like Petronas Dagangan or Shell. They are worried about this as well. It's their business model is just like Post Malaysia. Dulu ada orang will send a lot of letters. Now no one come to post offices to send letters. And in the next 5 years, right, you will see that you probably the trend you're gonna be like the post offices. No one will go to no one will go to petrol stations to pump gas anymore. That's why um, the, the the energy companies has to pivot as well.
Mhm. All right. Okay.
Right.
Another questions. One more, last one more. So,
Yeah.
in term of the ESG, right? So, how does the Post Malaysia measures and reports the ESG performance?
Right.
How to visualize and make visible for people to understand in terms of
Right.
the
So
ESG.
for us, right, we need to going back to my first key message is that you need to be relevant. The things that you say that you'll be doing, you need to be relevant. And of course, you might say that, oh, how do you be relevant? How do you measure this relevancy, right? One way is that for Bursa Malaysia, which is the listed company, right? Sorry, the local stock exchange, right? They have come up with methodology of how do you rate the ESG capability of a company for all listed companies in Malaysia, basically. So they will on an annual basis they will review the ESG capability of each of the listed company, and then they will give a rating for them. Basically, it's like your stock rating. Basically, it's like your bond rating, lah. You know, things like this, lah. And also, a lot of international rating agencies look into this as well, and they will also give your rating. So ESG is really the future, lah, I would say, because now even all the uh, uh, investment holding company, sorry, or investors, they look at ESG. If like even EPF, they have their own ESG investment policy, and if a company is not relevant anymore, and like for example, the company is in tobacco or in businesses that is not sustainable or not ESG compliant, then they will not invest. Things like this. So how do we actually show to these investors that we are sustainable? Then this is through activities, and also from activities translate to ratings, and from ratings translate to how they were able to invest in our company.
Because I just wondering that this is what I look at the progress of the ESG at the moment. There's several types of it's not standards, means that the criteria is being used. This sometimes this called different way, and then this one is the other way around. There's a lot of choices and option
A
can be
lot of
used
standards, a
to
lot of
reporting the
frameworks.
ESG. Lots of framework like.
Because different industry is they use different standards because ESG is a very wide thing.
Yeah.
And that's why coming back to the first takeaway message, stay relevant. You know, what is relevant to me might not be relevant to you. What is
Yeah, yeah.
relevant to the logistic industry might not be relevant to the oil and gas industry. But
Understood.
choose the relevant material topics, and then you focus on it. And but one thing is that one common denominator across all ESG is knowing your scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. So
I see.
if I were to give advice to the students, understand scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, and then there it will be beneficial to you when you go to the working space. Whenever they talk about sustainability, you know what they are talking about lah. Yeah, and then other things you can learn as you go along.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jared.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's time that we have. Before we end, just on behalf of the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering UTM, I want to express our gratitudes to Dr. Yusaini and also Mr. Jared for sharing your knowledge and expertise on this important topic. And then thank you as well for joining us today for this, insightful online industry talk. Hope we can meet you again next year.
Sure.
And,
Thanks everyone.
right,
Hope you
okay,
enjoy the sharing
right.
session.
So if there is a question, I think probably maybe you can share your emails, and maybe students can ask you
Yeah,
after this if there is a lot of
I can share my
questions.
LinkedIn. You can actually just drop me any message there, and then you can actually just feel free to just follow me, and then
Yeah.
if you have anything, just drop me a message.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then thank you very much once again. Thank you very much for Mr. Jared and also Dr. Yusaini, and also for the students and all the lecturers. Okay. Hope to see you next coming year if you want to join us again. All right.
Sure. For
Okay.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Doctor.
much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.